Did you know car manufacturers are starting to follow the same strategy as smartphones? You drop your phone, the screen breaks, and instead of fixing it, you replace it. Now, the same idea is being applied to cars. Vehicles are being built in a way that makes repairs difficult or too expensive, pushing owners toward replacement instead. Today, I'm breaking down 10 cars where a single major failure can effectively total the vehicle. These aren't long-term assets anymore. They're becoming disposable machines on wheels. At number 10, we have the first-generation Chevrolet Trax and Buick Encore. These GM twins were incredibly popular because of their low price, but over time, that affordability has come at a cost for owners. The main issue lies under the hood with the 1.4-liter turbo Ecotec engine. To save money, GM replaced durable metal components with cheaper plastic parts in critical areas like the valve cover and intake manifold. After repeated heating and cooling cycles, that plastic weakens. Instead of gradually wearing down, it becomes brittle, cracks, and eventually fails. The harsh reality is that failure is almost guaranteed. It's just a matter of when. For many drivers, problems appear between 60,000 and 100,000 miles, often just after the warranty expires. When the valve cover fails, it disrupts the PCV system, triggering a chain reaction. Oil leaks develop, oil consumption increases dramatically, and eventually the turbocharger fails due to poor lubrication. Repair costs can be overwhelming. Replacing the engine can cost over $5,000, which is significant for a vehicle worth around $8,000. In many cases, owners choose to scrap the car rather than fix it. What started as a cost-saving decision by GM ultimately turned these affordable SUVs into disposable vehicles. At number 9 is the Ford EcoSport from 2018 to 2022, particularly models with the 1.0-liter EcoBoost 3-cylinder engine. Initially praised for innovation and efficiency, this engine hides a serious flaw that has led to widespread failures. The issue centers around something called a wet belt. Typically, timing belts run outside the engine, while timing chains operate inside and are lubricated by oil. Ford combined these concepts by placing a rubber timing belt inside the engine, where it runs in oil. So, the problem is that rubber just doesn't hold up well in oil over time. As the belt starts to deteriorate, it sheds tiny particles that end up contaminating the oil system. These particles circulate throughout the engine, and eventually, they can clog the oil pump and cut off lubrication. The result? Sudden engine failure, often without any warning at all. Most of these failures actually happen somewhere between 60,000 and 100,000 miles, which really catches owners off guard. Once the oil system is compromised, the only real solution is a full engine replacement, and honestly, that can cost more than the car itself. It's a pretty clear example of innovative engineering that, well, totally backfired, ending up with an engine that basically destroys itself. At number 8, we have BMW models that are equipped with the N63 V8 engine, produced between 2008 and 2016. This includes the X5, X6, and 7 series. While these vehicles definitely deliver impressive performance, they also come with some pretty serious reliability concerns. So, the main issue here is BMW's hot V engine design, where the turbochargers are actually placed inside the engine's V configuration. While this setup does improve performance, it also unfortunately traps heat, causing really excessive temperatures that gradually damage internal components over time. Rubber and plastic parts, especially the valve stem seals, start to deteriorate under all this heat, and that leads to high oil consumption. In fact, some owners report needing to add oil every few hundred miles, which is, pretty frequent, and over time, other issues start to crop up. Things like timing chain problems, leaking fuel injectors, and failing turbochargers, each one carrying some pretty expensive repair costs. In the worst-case scenarios, replacing the engine can cost anywhere between $15,000 and $25,000, which is, honestly, often more than the car's value. For many owners, that's basically the end of the road. These vehicles might offer luxury and performance, but they can also become major financial liabilities. Coming in at number 7 is the Land Rover Range Rover from 2013 onward. Known for its luxury and status, it has also gained a reputation for being extremely unreliable and costly to maintain. The issue isn't just one faulty component, it's the overall complexity of the vehicle. Modern Range Rovers are packed with advanced electronics and sophisticated systems that work well initially but tend to fail as the car ages. Electrical issues are common, with small sensor faults triggering widespread system malfunctions. Diagnosing these problems often requires specialized dealer equipment, making repairs expensive. The air suspension system is another major weak point, with components that wear out and fail over time. Fixing even a single part can cost thousands of dollars. In some cases, insurance companies write off these vehicles entirely due to the high cost of repairs. At number 6 are the Jeep Wrangler 4ETCs and Grand Cherokee 4EX, introduced in 2020 and later. These plug-in hybrid models represent Jeep's push toward electrification, but early adopters have encountered significant problems. Owners have reported issues like sudden power loss, system shutdowns, and vehicles stalling unexpectedly. While many of these problems are covered under warranty, concerns grow once that coverage ends. The hybrid system's key components, especially the high-voltage battery, are extremely expensive to replace. Costs can range from $8,000 to over $15,000, which can exceed the vehicle's value after a few years. Although these models are still relatively new, the combination of early reliability issues and high repair costs makes them a risky long-term investment. It raises questions about whether they were fully developed before being released to market. At number 5 is the Mercedes-Benz GLE and C-Class with EQ Boost from 2020 onward. This mild hybrid system was designed to improve efficiency and performance, but it has also introduced added complexity. The system integrates deeply with the vehicle's electronics, meaning that if one component fails, it can disable the entire car. Some owners refer to this as bricking, where the vehicle becomes completely unusable. Repairs are particularly challenging because they require specialized tools and software available only at dealerships. This limits repair options and drives up costs. If a major component fails outside of warranty, the repair bill can be substantial. Ultimately, these vehicles highlight a growing trend: increased reliance on complex technology that can turn even high-end cars into expensive, difficult-to-maintain products. At number 4 are Hyundai and Kia vehicles equipped with the Theta 2 GDI engines from 2011 to 2019. This includes popular models like the Sonata, Santa Fe, Tucson, Optima, Sorento, and Sportage. Despite their popularity, these engines have been associated with widespread reliability issues, affecting a large